Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Red Fear here. I'm going to be giving you a brief introduction to my channel before starting with the video. This channel is going to be all about manga hauls, manga reviews, manga recommendations, basically everything and anything about manga. Today's video is going to be a review of the series Not Lives by Wataru Karasuma. I don't know if you can see it there. This is the first volume. It's a pretty interesting series. It's an isekai, but not just your typical isekai. This story follows a guy named Shigeru, who is a video game lover and enthusiast. He desires to create the perfect light novel video game adaptation, and doing so he plays a lot of video games for research. One day when he's traveling home from school, he comes across a disc with no picture, only the name of the game. It's called Not Alive. Then he takes it home and decides to play it. He is instantly transported inside the big video game, and he, much to his surprise, he's inside another person. The avatar is inside the mind of the avatar. His avatar's name is Amamiya Kiyoka, which is this girl right here. And at first he's a bit confused. He doesn't understand what's happening and that he has to control her. Then Amamiya starts explaining that Not Alive is a game where there's two persons. One person is the player that controls the avatar, that's basically the one that plays the game, and the other person is the avatar, and that's the physical body they use to play the game. When they start playing the game, they get challenged to a fight. When they fight, Amamiya starts explaining that Not Alive is a game where if you lose, the avatar dies and the player becomes the avatar. That's really shocking to Shigeru because that's not how a normal video game works. But over the time of the series, they start getting to know each other a little bit better. At first they don't mix well. They start forming a bit of a better bond. After being explained everything, Mikami Shigeru has to take it all in, but at the same time run away from the other character and other avatar and player they're fighting against. That's kind of hard, so they decide that they have to fight it and win, and then Amamiya can explain everything to Mikami. That's basically everything that happens in the first volume. Let me show you a bit of the artwork, which I think it's really exceptional. It's really interesting. Oops, here we go. I don't know if you can see it very well. That's some of the artwork that Wataru Karasuma makes, and to be honest, it's some of the best character design and fight scenes I've seen that's not inside Shonen Jump, because it's a seinen series. Over the progress of the story, Amamiya continues to explain how the game works to Mikami. She tells them that first they have to win two fights against two different players, then they will get invited to an event game, and once they do that, once they get to the event, they see it's a battle royale. But it's not your typical battle royale. It's a battle royale where all the players and avatars have to work together to defeat the GM, the game master. It's a very tricky situation because while they can work together, they can also work alone and betray each other. And that's a really interesting take inside the isekai genre and the battle royale genre mixed in for a single part of the story. They also start forming a closer bond because at first Amamiya and Mikami don't really get along. They have a bit of a ruse between them because while Amamiya is more of I want to get this done and be over with, Mikami is more of a thoughtful, analytical kind of player. And then slowly over the story, Amamiya starts to appreciate the usefulness and skillfulness that Mikami brings while being such an analytical player. After they beat the battle royale, they got a hold that there's a secret organization aiming to win the game, to claim the prize, that nobody knows what the prize is. Only that there's one, they only know that there's a one wish basically that can be granted, but nobody knows what are the extents of the wish, who grants you the wish. They don't know anything about it. So there's this organization that tries to get enough points and players to beat the game. They have to go against this organization, but when they see how strong they are, they kind of have to like, whoa, back away. This is not gonna happen really soon now. And they meet another player that's the avatar for the guy that cleared the game for the first time. And then she gives them like a bit of strategy how to beat the top players of the game and how they can clear it in a less dangerous manner. There's a lot of progression for the characters because Amamiya only sees Mikami as a player that's going to help her win the game, clear it, and get that wish that she desires. It's not until later in the story that we found out what she wants to wish for, and it's a bit of a spoiler, so I'm not gonna tell you. You should read it for yourself. Yeah, as I was saying, I think it's a very different approach to the isekai genre because while it's a story about being transported inside a video game, I think the being a player and an avatar, two human beings that are well and alive in the real world, actually gives it a more of a serious, quite life or death feeling to the story. I think it's really well written. The only downside I have with the story is that the ending feels kind of incomplete. I mean, it ends in a really kind of predictable way. There's a lot of not shortcuts, I mean plot twist. There's a lot of plot twist along the story. Some kind of predictable, other not so much. But the ending just feels a bit like there has to be something else. And to my knowledge, there's not a second part to the story. There's nothing else. That's the true ending as it says in the books. So that's a bit of a sad news. Nonetheless, I'm excited to see more of Wataru Karasuma's works because to my knowledge there hasn't been any of other of his works translated to English, at least not physically. I'm excited to see more of him, and now I'm gonna show you all of the cover arts for you to look at and see what you think. There's 10 volumes in total. This is the first one, as I showed you in the beginning. I think it's pretty cute. It's a kind of like a nice introduction to Amamiya. This is the second one, that's a bit more of a personal touch. This is the third one, that's pretty also nice. The fourth volume, I really like this volume. It's the Battle Royale part of the story. This is the fifth volume. I think in this part there is a training arc, kind of. Not training arc, but a training part. That's a really nice part of the story. This is the sixth volume. I really like this one. This is the seventh volume. As you can see, some of these volumes are kind of spicy, not for your average consumer. Well, I mean, they're for a more mature audience. That's better. The eighth volume, I really enjoyed this volume because it goes really well with what's going on inside this volume. I think it's one of the more in touch with what's happening in the story. The ninth volume, I really liked. And the 10th and final volume, I really like this volume. As I've said, it's the ending. Didn't really like the ending that much, but it's the thickest one of them. I don't know, there's a bit of a comparison. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty thick compared to the other volumes. But yeah, this is my review for Not Lives, and I hope you enjoy it. Please, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more of my videos.